It's 2:30 p.m. You're staring at your screen, rubbing your temples, pushing through a heavy wave of brain fog. Your energy just bottomed out. That exhaustion isn't a random lack of sleep. It's the physical aftermath of your lunch. Your body is navigating a steep blood sugar spike, followed by a rapid, punishing drop. Look at this graph comparing two different biological reactions to a meal. This sharp red peak and crash is what leaves you drained. The gentle blue wave represents a controlled, stable response. Maintaining that gentle blue wave provides the steady fuel your brain needs to stay focused and protects your long-term metabolic health. Recent research highlights 7 specific, naturally occurring foods that act as biological brakes, slowing down how quickly your body absorbs glucose. But if you scroll online, these foods are sold as magic erasers. The pitch implies you can eat whatever you want, sprinkle some seeds on top, and avoid the consequences without making any real changes. The reality of changing your diet is a heavy investment. Sourcing new ingredients, preparing them daily, and building new habits demands time, money, and willpower. We will calculate the metabolic ROI for these options, weighing the biological benefits against the actual daily friction to determine which is worth your specific effort. The first functional category is soluble fibers. This includes chia seeds, flax, and legumes like beans and lentils. This diagram shows the biological mechanism. When you eat these fibers, they physically absorb water and form a thick, viscous gel over digesting food. This physical bottleneck traps the sugar, forcing it to enter the bloodstream at a much slower, manageable pace. To get this effect, you have to put in the work. You need to proactively soak chia seeds overnight or spend time cooking raw beans from scratch. You also have to significantly increase your daily water intake. Otherwise, that fiber cannot process correctly in your gut. The trade-off here is culinary friction. These fibers drastically change the texture of your meals, and if you introduce them too quickly, you risk severe stomach bloating. Here is the scorecard for soluble fibers. Prep friction is high. The glycemic impact is also high. The cost remains low. Soluble fibers deliver elite blood sugar control, provided you are willing to manage the heavy meal prep and tolerate the shift in texture. The second category is acidic modifiers. We are primarily looking at apple cider vinegar and concentrated citrus juice. The protocol requires drinking 1 to 2 tablespoons of heavily diluted acid immediately before eating a carbohydrate-heavy meal. Once consumed, the acid temporarily improves insulin sensitivity directly within your muscle tissue. Because your muscles are more sensitive, they pull the newly digested glucose out of your bloodstream much faster, mitigating the spike from starch breakdown. The financial cost is pennies, and preparation takes seconds. However, the taste is harsh, acidic, and highly unpleasant to drink daily. Frequent use introduces a risk of dental enamel erosion, making it necessary to consume the acid through a straw to protect your teeth. Looking at the acidic modifier scorecard, the prep friction is low, the glycemic impact is moderate, and the cost is low. If you need a low-friction intervention for a busy schedule and can stomach the intense taste, this is your most efficient option. The final functional category is structural fats and proteins, focusing on whole foods like raw nuts and avocados. Timing is critical. To effectively blunt a spike, you must eat these fats before or alongside the carbohydrate portion of your meal, never after. Consuming these specific fats alters your hormonal response by triggering the release of GLP-1 in your gut. Activating GLP-1 slows digestion enough to flatten your post-meal glucose curve, while sending strong, prolonged fullness signals to your brain. These foods taste great, fit into almost any dish, and require zero cooking skills to add to your plate. The primary trade-off is financial. Relying on premium whole food fats every day requires a significantly higher budget at the grocery store. You also have to navigate extreme caloric density. Mindlessly snacking on nuts to control your blood sugar can easily push you into an unwanted daily caloric surplus. This brings us to the structural fats scorecard. Prep friction is low. Glycemic impact sits at moderate to high. The cost is high. Structural fats are the easiest and most enjoyable intervention to implement, but they demand strict portion discipline and a larger grocery budget. No single food, powder, or seed on this list can ever outwork a diet overloaded with refined carbohydrates. These 7 foods are biological brakes on a moving vehicle. They slow the momentum of a meal, but they are not get-out-of-jail-free cards for poor eating habits. True metabolic ROI is only possible when you layer these targeted foods on top of a baseline of reasonable daily carbohydrate management. This matrix maps out the 3 food categories against 3 different lifestyle profiles to help you determine your exact starting point. For the time-poor preventer, combining acidic modifiers and raw nuts is the optimal play. This combination requires 0 meal prep while successfully blunting the afternoon energy crashes that disrupt your workday. If you are an optimizer, committing heavily to soluble fibers will yield the highest possible physiological return. This path requires accepting significant culinary friction in exchange for a more stabilized glucose response. For the medical manager, lean on structural fats. They serve as a predictable addition to your current medical protocol without forcing radical dietary shifts. Pick just one category that aligns with your friction tolerance and execute it consistently for 30 days. In metabolic health, consistency always beats intensity.